Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Shanochi here, and welcome back to another videos of 3 of Savior. And today video is gonna focus on the reputation shop as well as the reputation quest. Now, this quest all available after you reach level 458, which is available after episode 13 questline. I also recommend clearing the episode 12 one to in order to access one of the Disney Savio legendary equipment for level 440. Now, these equipment are very useful as they provide extra damage as well as damage reduction because monster in episode 13 does a lot of damage. Also, if you're interested of taking a look at this equipment and the specific box equipment, I recommend checking out my other videos which break down on this specific equipment and how to upgrade them. The next one is going to be episode 13. If you finish this episode 13 quest line by the time you reach level 458, and with that, your character will have access to the repetition quest as well as the repetition shop. So go ahead and talk to this NPC right here. This NPC will provide you the weekly quest for the repetition quest. The other one is going to be the daily repetition quest, which is available from the Kingdom Reconstruction notice board. This board will also available in Capetta, by the way, which is near at the bottom, near the Soulman's Hall. You can easily find this from the screenshot. So go ahead and just talk to that and you get a bunch of quests as over here. I already took them, so it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is actually kill monsters as well as collecting materials for this quest daily, and you will receive a kingdom coin. Now, the thing with the kingdom coin is that this coin does have some weight on it, so you can actually overweight your character with a bunch of coin that you store in your inventory. What you can actually do is right clicking it, and by doing that, it will consume all the coin that you have in the inventory. But then again, you can always store those coins in the storage, but for me, I personally would just consume them. The next one is going to be the check content point status, which allow you to check how many kingdom coin that you have for your character. Alright, so on to the shop. I think the shop is the most important one. Now, each shop is available from the episode 13 maps, which include the Lamprasa Ponds, Wood of the Lincoln Bridge for the second one, and the third one is going to be Public Crossings, Esagoti Forest, as well as Creatimas Forest. So let's go ahead to the forest real quick so I can show you where is the NPC that you can trade in your coin for some valuable equipments as well as items. So by the time you get to the map, you will see an NPC right here. Each map will have a different NPC. You go ahead and talk to the NPC and you have two different options. The first one is going to be the repetition quest, and the second one is going to be the daily repetition quest. You don't necessarily have to click this one because when you talk to the notice board, it will give you every single quest, so you don't have to go back to the map and choose the quest that you want. Go ahead and click on the first one. Now, what you see here is actually a bunch of awesome items, which include the mold, the trust dahlia, as well as the recipes for specific potions, and then we have the goddess card. If you go to the second page, we have a bunch of other awesome items, which include the guest cosmetic, the Looney Chance potion, which is really nice, by the way. If you manage to get 3-star and start purchasing this, and then you have a bunch of costumes, this is really nice. But the thing I do want to talk about is actually the reputation right here. Now, in order to rate the level 1 reputation, you can just start investing your points by using the main consumables or the relief supplies, which you get it from the daily quest. The relief supplies had different values when you invest it into this specific NPC or specific maps. So for example, like the pond one, so if you click on it, you will get 10 points, but if you use all the baskets, you will get 5 points, which is really bad, by the way, but it's still good in my opinion. The other bag is going to be the relief supply bag, which give you 10s, and the other one is going to be the pouches, which only give you 1. You can invest as many as you want. It's unlimited, but there's a cap for it, 15,000 for weeklies. And no, actually it's 50,000 as a maximum, excuse me. And then say for the main consumables, you can only invest 500 weekly, which include the mystic tongue page, magic stone, etc., and even rare material from the outer white witch and autos Morimponia, or these noble one, which is the herb glaciers from the other content, ray content actually. So with that, you cannot invest with the CI material, unfortunately. You can only invest with Morimponia and white witch. So with that, the white witch is gonna give you 20s, which include the Morimponia as well, but for the other stuff like Mystic Tongue Page as well as Magic Stone and Plutoniums, you can only get 5. So if you have a lot of resources, you can actually just invest 500 weekly, which is really nice. It's like 100 Mystic Tongue Page, and that's like 20 mil for the market in Capetta. But yeah, so another thing I do want to break down is that there are very specific levels in order to reach the next level. So for level 1, it's pretty straightforward. If you start investing 1 point, you're gonna get level 1 right away. Now, if you get The level 2, you need at least 3,000. For level 3, you need 4,500. For level 4, 3,750. And then level 5, 3,750 and more, and so on. This will be permanent. And I also recommend investing your reputation depending on which goddess card that you want. So for example, there's a lot of one. Let me go ahead and go to the other map real quick to show you guys what I mean by that. So right now I'm trying to invest into the Dahlia card, which is one of the best card right now for the magic builds, especially for the DOT build, because it's a debuff skills, which can be boost my incineration skill damage based on the number of debuff, which is really nice by the way. So let's go ahead and go over here. This is one of the maps for episode 13, and you can see here the NPC is all the way over here. So this is one of the other NPCs. Go ahead and just click on the reputation shop. So this is the goddess Dahlia card. As you can see here, I'm almost level 2, and let me go show you guys my number of current point. This point could take a little bit long than it's need to if you have the material to do it, especially for Mrs. Tom Page. If you invest 500 daily, you can definitely reach level 5 as soon as possible. Now let's go ahead and just invest everything here so I can show you. I can reach level 3. Oh, actually, I can reach level 2. Nice. Let's just invest everything here. Alright, this amount should be able to get me up to level 2, which I'll be able to obtain 1 star for the first shop. It took quite a while, but it's definitely worth it. So let's see, 575. Wait, is it that much? I don't remember. Let me do the calculation real quick. Yeah, it is. It's right. So there we go. It's perfect. So as you can see here, I managed to get level 2 shop, and I'm starting to receive a star. Now level 1 won't give you any star, unfortunately, but for level 2 you are going to get 1 star, and you have access to a bunch of these stuffs. I personally do not recommend for you to invest Mr. Tom Page unless you have a lot of resources to do so, because this will take forever to even reach as high as possible. Now if you're trying to get a goddess card as soon as possible, then I do recommend trying to invest some resources into the main consumable, especially for the Mr. Tom Page as well as Magic Stone and Plutonium. Those are pretty cheap on the market, and you can easily get 500 weekly with the Reputation shop. Now for the goddess card, these things are extremely powerful by the way. Alright, going to the next one, and that is going to be the goddess card. There are 5 goddess cards available. We have Goddess Lada, Goddess Sole, Goddess Ashishtat, Goddess Dahlia, and lastly Goddess Valkyrie. Now the first one is more focused on the tank, because whenever you use the potion, you are going to get a buffed contract of trust for 3 seconds per star level, technically 30 seconds for level 10 card, and it applies to yourself and a target that attack within 250 range. The buff is going to be decreased damage given to each other by 50%, so that is really good by the way. You also getting the extra movement speed when dashing, and then evasion and block. Now for the Sole is going to install a solar crystal that explodes after 2 seconds to the target. This is going to be pretty big depending on what kind of build you're using. For the majority of players who use this card, it's mainly focused that the build only does single target damage, and they need extra AoE damage for singularity as well as challenge mode. But personally, this one is quite good, and you can use it on any other classes. So it's going to give you that 2520% damage per star level to nearby 15 target within 200 range, which is really big by the way. So technically, if you have level 10 card for Solar, you are going to get roughly 25,520. Actually, 25,200%, excuse me, that's the right number. And then it also increases strength for the raw damage, and you're also getting crit rate. 400 crit rate flat value is super nice. Also, the damage of this card is based on your raw status, so if you have higher physical damage, it's gonna do physical damage. If you have high magic attack, it's gonna do magic attack. The next one is going to be Ashishtat. Now this one is a little bit confusing to be honest, because what it does is going to cast a joint responsibility to the target. It will hit twice by this amount of star level, damage to 6 enemy in the nearby 100 area of the target. Attack type is equal to the skill used, by the way. So if you're a physical, it's gonna do physical damage. But it's really confusing because it said it can only be triggered with physical skills. So I don't know. It's really confusing at first when you're reading it. And then attack type is equal to the skill used, does not activate against continuous AoE damage, magic circle, continuous damage debuffs, which is DOT by the way, and it has 20-second cooldown. Overall, this card is really good for its physical builds. The only concern is the attack type. I think they're referring to the holy attribute type. Like if you're a monk and you're using the holy energy, it's gonna be holy type damage technically. And then the fourth one is gonna be Goddess Dahlia. This is the DOT damage skill by the way. Whenever you're attacking with a magic skill, it will apply infiltration of chaos to 6 enemy. nearby for 0.5 seconds. So technically, if you have a level 10 car, this will be roughly 5 seconds, and it will do 10,800% magic damage every 0.5 seconds. So it will do 10 hit if you have a level 10 car, and that's a lot. By the way, that is almost 100,000 skill SFR every 30 seconds. Attack probability is equal to the skill is being used. And we are also getting intelligent, SPR, accuracy, and block penetration. This is actually really nice against mob with high block and as well as high evasion, especially for the drone straight boss. And lastly, we have Vacarang. So Vacarang is only activated when using guard and holding a shield. So technically, any tank or one-hand shield build will have huge benefit from Vacarang. It will apply a Twilight Start Mark debuff to the nearby enemy within 250 range that attack you during 3 seconds for 0.5 seconds per start level. So this one is gonna be technically the same DLC damage as Dahlia in my opinion. As you can see here, it does 10,080% damage every 0.5 seconds. The debuff removed when the caster unequip the shield. It has 30-second cooldown. It has crit, resistance, evasion, and block. So if you're a tank, you have two different options in my opinion. You have Vacarang, you have Lada. If you're DPS, you have Solid and Dahlia. If you're physical DPS, you can all go either Solid or Ashista. Also, there is a trick to get the daily done as soon as possible for the player who does not have a lot of time to do dailies. What you can actually do is do the last map all the way to the first map. Now, the reason why I recommend the last map because it's very small, and when you finish it, you can always use the warp storm and teleport it all the way back to the Isagoti forest or run all the way down here. So let's go ahead and go to the auto forest real quick. So once you get to the auto forest, it's gonna be worked the same way. Look at this, it's really small, and you can run all the way down to the Poppy Crossing. And Poppy Crossing is a really big map in my opinion compared to most other maps. And you can see here a lot of monster, and you can easily get it done with the first and then the other maps as well. So onto the Poppy Crossing maps. This map is a little bit annoying unless you're at the entrance down here. This map is quite big, by the way, as you can see here. So once you get to this map, you can just start farming and then use a token and teleport all the way to the Wood Lincoln Bridge map. Now, when you use a token, you will be teleported near the entrance of the Limpasa Ponds, which is really nice, by the way. Once you clear all your daily in this map, you can just go ahead and use your Warp Storm and teleport back to the entrance and go ahead and go into the pond. Based on my experience, the mob in this map is completely spread out and is super annoying, and you have to run all the way in this map just to find monsters and kill them. You have to kill 200 monsters, by the way, and that is super annoying as heck. The last trick is probably one of my favorites, by the way, because all you have to do is get your daily quest from the notice board and jump right into the channel modes auto matching area number 3. Stage 3 will always have episode 13 monster, so technically you're killing 2 birds in 1 stone by doing dailies, but also CM resets every single day. It's really nice and it's really efficient as well in my opinions. Anyway, that is pretty much for all this video. If you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. This is Shanochi once again, and I will see you all in the next videos. Peace out.